Well, first thing I did was sort of go to South Africa and sort of understand South Africa, its people, its politics, its history with Nelson Mandela. I spent a lot of time watching and listening to footage of Nelson in various stages of his life, although there wasn't that much in terms of footage on his younger life, but I read quite a bit and understood what that journey was. I did extensive work as well with The Voice, because I don't look like Nelson Mandela, which is a challenge for the audience, but I spent time making sure that The Voice was as close to his as possible to give that sort of sweet spot for the audience. I think the most surprising was just, the journey within prison. A lot of people sort of know that he was an activist, went to jail and came back and became president, but not many people know what happened in prison. And it was one of the most, I think for Mandela, believe it or not, the most liberating part of his life was being in prison and sort of reinventing himself, educating himself, re-educating himself, and, sort of building his patience and forgiveness, for then to come out and become one of the most recognizable and significant world leaders, the human race has seen. It was very surreal. I was next to the Duchess and Prince William. It was a royal premiere, and there was suddenly a sort of buzz within the auditorium. Not sure what was going on, and then I saw some phones being passed around, and Prince William had his phone. He looked at the message, and I could see his face had taken a bad hit, and I was wondering what was going on. And then someone passed me a phone, and the news broke. It was so I burst into tears immediately, and I was so emotional. And then we made the decision to go onto the stage after the film while the credits were rolling to sort of make an official announcement to the audience. It felt like the right thing to do. But of course, as I stood up and stood out, the audience wanted to clap for me, but we had to hush them down and explain to them what had happened. Well, I think what surprises most people is that his younger life, he wasn't a saint, He wasn't a sinner, but he was definitely no saint. And it's important. I think audiences are surprised about about his personal life, which we sort of show, warts and all. We make it very, very graphic and honest, which was actually what the Mandelas asked us to do, is to be as honest as we could about who they are. She was absolutely, I want to say thankful actually, because I think the movie certainly shows her in all lights, and I think in the past there have been movies about Winnie that haven't shown her particularly in a real light, and this one had sort of done its best to sort of bring her to life in real. So I think she was very moved by it. Naomi Harris, who played Winnie Mandela, has had personal conversations with Winnie about it, and my understanding is that she feels very good about this.